everybody, welcome back to Edina Vlog. I'm your host Josh Sprague with Edina Realty in Edina, Minnesota. I'm here at Normandale French Immersion, which is in the neighborhood we're shooting today for our neighborhood tour. We're also going to have our Facebook question of the week, a market news and a roundup of 2013 statistics, and a business interview with Charlie's Bike Shop in Tangletown. Come along for the journey, bring your coat. So we get to start our 2014 neighborhood tour year off with Concord, which is an incredible neighborhood which is all about the school campus. The neighborhood's anchored by Concord Elementary School, Normandale French Immersion, Southview Middle School, and Edina Community Center, which also houses the Early Childhood Family Education Program. So you got 4 different schools all on one campus with a beautiful park as well and great new amenities. There's new sidewalks, in fact an entire sidewalk ring around the campus, as well as new bike facilities on Wooddale. About 600 homes in the neighborhood, a mixture of 1950s ramblers, lots of ramblers, and a few split levels and 2 stories as well. You'll see teardowns being done for $300,000 for the lot, and then the rebuild in the $800 to $1.2 million range. So again, like the rest of Edina, it's turning over with new residents doing new projects. So overall, a great walking neighborhood that's a great place to raise a family near the schools. On to our Facebook question of the week, which is, of course, where do you see the real estate market headed in 2014? Up, down, or sideways? The most popular response for all those optimists out there was, we see the market going up, and I too see the market going up. In fact, last year I predicted median price in Edina would rise 3%, it rose 2%, I was close. So I think we'll see the same recovery fundamentals continuing this year, and it's going to be good for everybody, not just in Edina, but in the Twin Cities metro region as well. Thanks for all those who contribute to the Facebook question of the week, and please join me on my Facebook page. This is my personal page here, which is facebook.com/Josh1Sprague. Otherwise, also check out my business page, which is facebook.com/Josh Sprague Realtor. So, while we're out here in the warm, balmy weather of Minnesota, let's talk about the market news and the 2013 roundup. Here's a great report that comes out every year in about January. It's the 2013 MAR Annual Housing Report for the Twin Cities, and I'm going to go over some of the highlights and some of the drivers of the real estate recovery. First of all, take a look at this chart here. This talks about total inventory at year end. If you look at the 2013 numbers, we're at 11,000 houses and some change. Compare that with 2009 when we had over 20,000 houses for sale at the end of the year, so our inventory is about 50% of what it was just a few years ago. What that means for the market is we have a restricted supply. Combine that with historic low rates and the pent-up demand that's been created from the economic recovery, and we have all the ingredients of a housing recovery. And we've seen, if you take a look at here, we've seen recovery in the days on market, which has dropped dramatically in the Twin Cities. We're down to 83 days on the market for the average house, about the same as in Edina. And then again, that translates over to a higher list price received. If you look at the chart here, 96% of list price received on average in the Twin Cities, and again, Edina is just a hair below that. Finally, let's look over at the median price. So again, if you're on the market for a shorter amount of time in a restricted supply market, it's going to be a seller's market. You're going to have more leverage on your sales price, and prices are going to start to move up. And that's what we saw this year in the Twin Cities, with median price rising 14%. Now let's drill down to the Edina side of the housing market. In Edina this year, median price up 2%, and the days on market about 85. Average list price received about 95%. So a very common question I get from people is, why is the Edina housing market not doing as well as the rest of the market? And one of the reasons is that in Edina we had a much smaller drop than in other communities. In other words, it was a more stable housing market through the economic recession. Yes, we had our drop. Our big drop was at the end of 2008, but we filled in our drop faster, and we've been more stable since then. If you take a look at the lower part of this housing statistic, you see in the red line the median price in Edina, in the gray line the Twin Cities housing market median price, and you can see that we've been very stable, going up and down the last 3 to 4 years, but a very stable housing market, and we expect that growth to continue into the future. So again, for the Twin Cities housing market, a great year of recovery in 2013. All the fundamentals are there to keep things rolling into 2014 and beyond. Charlie.
Josh.
How you doing?
Good, and you?
Not too bad. I'm here with our Spotlight Business of the Month. This is Charlie Siftar and Charlie's Tangletown Bike Shop. Charlie is actually a resident of the Morningside neighborhood where he lives and grew up, and his dad is quite a figure there, Grandpa Al, who everyone knows. And I actually stumbled upon this bike shop, and it's now my favorite shop, and that's why we decided to do this interview and learn more about your business. So let's take a look at your stuff.
All right.
So Charlie, how did you get started in the bike business? Is this something you've done for a long time, or did it happen a different way?
Well, I was really into biking when I was young. I had a banana seat bike and a Stingray bike when I was a kid.
I had a Huffy.
Yeah. And I went to rallies and to Peugeots and road bikes and whatnot. And then as I was raising a family, I kind of moved away from that.
Yep.
And I was employed selling barcode data collection equipment. I kind of quit there and
got back to your passion.
Yep. Tried to go a bunch of different things and thought about getting back into that industry in a different company, but no, biking kind of and bike repair and riding and whatnot just kind of came to the top. So
and this was an opportunity buy, right? This local business went out of business, and then it happened for the right time for you to take over.
Yeah, it was perfect timing for me. I was ready to do something in this industry, and had looked at another bike shop that was in Edina, but that kind of went under. So I ended up going with this one, and since then, a couple of years, we've been growing. Community's been supporting us. It's been.
I know the neighborhood loves you because I hear great things. I've sold some houses around the corner, and people talk about the bike shop. So your mojo is good in the neighborhood. And by the way, we'd love to get you into Edina too. But so tell me about the supply. You have such an interesting array of bikes. I've bought interesting rec bikes from you. But tell me about the different types and different manufacturers that you're working with.
Yeah. Now in new bikes, we carry new and used. But in new bikes, we have Fuji, we have SE, which is kind of an urban bike line, and we have Breezer, which is a commuter bike line, and they also have mountain bikes and road bikes.
Okay.
And then we
have
Surly, a couple local brands, Surly and All City.
So for those of you who don't know, Surly out there, that allows you to do that aggressive winter biking that you can't do on a normal bike well.
Yeah, and they have some other bikes in their line. So between those, what we do is we focus, our market seems to be on family bikers. So we do a lot of mid-level. Price points are really low and mid-level, and then we also cater to the high end too. But that's kind of onesie twosie. The meat of our business is at the mid-level price range, and family biking from kids to students to families with tag-alongs and accessories and trailers, burly trailers, and things like that.
And you're in a great city for that because the bike culture is so strong in Minneapolis. It's really great timing for your business to be in this type of a location.
Yeah. It's timing for us has been great. The city is adding bike trails and doing a lot of things to support biking, and we get involved and we volunteer at the farmers market to do mini tune-ups, and on the Greenway. The city did a Greenway celebration. We got involved with doing tune-ups there, and we're also involved with the city council here in the Tangletown neighborhood of Minneapolis. So we're kind of getting integrated into the neighborhood real well.
So I love the SE line. I bought a couple of those, and what I love is the colors. They come in different colors, and some of them have these tubes they're more like road bike tubes. Can you just talk about that?
Yeah, they have on some of their bikes, on the Lager, the SE Lager, they have a thick slick tire, which has quite a bit more rubber on it.
No tread, per se.
No tread, so people are concerned that it won't have traction, but it does have really good traction. But it has extra thick rubber, so that not only would it not puncture very easily, but also so you can skid. A lot of people on a single speed or fixed gear, they do skid stops, and they do all sorts of tricks on them. So it has a lot of rubber, so they won't be replacing that tire very frequently.
And in addition to the great bike lines that you carry, road bikes and recreational bikes, commuter bikes, you also have colorful helmets, you've got all the accessories you need for biking, and you also do service, which is how I was introduced to the business. Talk a little about the service.
Yeah. More than half of our business is service,
Okay.
Serving the community's bikes. We like to be kind of stewards of the community's bikes. We send out Christmas cards inviting people to bring in their bikes in the off season and
Have them winterized or have them tuned up.
And ready to go and waxed and everything ready to go for the spring. And that's been going real well. Yeah, service is definitely, we service all brands and all types of bikes. And Mike, our service manager, has experience in quite a variety of bikes and brands and whatnot. So we do a lot of service.
So in addition to new and used bikes for sale, I understand you also do rentals.
Yes, we're just getting involved with rentals. We got a lot of requests last year. And this year we're actually going to have a program where people can rent bikes. The website is MPLSbikerental.com, and what we're doing is renting for people that want a bike for the weekend, a week, someone's coming into town.
Okay, so not a nice ride situation where you're going from one location to another.
No, not check in, check out,
Okay.
half-hour increments. So this would be a bike that they would have for the day, the weekend, the week, etc., even
Okay.
longer. And we also offer all different kinds of bikes in that program. From comfort bikes to road bikes. So we want to gear it towards what their needs really are.
Okay, and then also you have a great Facebook page. I'm going to show it here, facebook.com/Tangletown Bike Shop, where people can find out about events, about sales, and new bikes and things like that.
Yeah, we're pretty active on that. We've got all our events listed and our hours and information.
Well, good. You know what? I wish you guys the best in the future. I've been so impressed with your inventory, with the service, and just with the knowledge of the people that are here, and that's what I love about the local business, is you get that high touch experience. So I would welcome all of you out there to come check out Charlie's Tangletown Bike Shop. It's on the corner of 48th and Grand.
Correct.
And hopefully a future Edina Charlie's location in the future.
We hope so too.
Thanks again.
Thank you, Josh.
You bet. Wow, another fabulous show. I want to thank you so much, Charlie Siftar, who's an Edina resident, for being on the show and focusing on his Tangletown Bike Shop. Take a look at this here. This is my recent ad in the Sun Current. I would love you to be on this sold list, and I'm happy to help you with any market analysis or any consultation at all on buying or selling a home. Keep in mind, Edina Realty is, for 14 years running, has been the #1 company in the state and has almost 40% of the market share in Edina as well. I look forward to seeing you again to give you more information on the market, neighborhoods, and of course on our local businesses here on Edina Vlog.